I am Jessica Jennings. I founded My Yoga, a school of yoga dedicated to not just the safety and the needs, but the opportunities of women who are on the journey to motherhood and beyond. And I wanted to tell you what I see as the difference between prenatal yoga now versus when I started almost 20 years ago. At that time, it was really about do's and don'ts, right? Don't twist and don't use your stomach muscles too much. Because we were coming out of a very long history of a lot of fear around pregnancy. So it wasn't until 2002 that the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology said that it was okay for a pregnant woman to do a half an hour of exercise every day, as long as things are within normal limits. So 2002, before that, it was a lot of, you should probably rest here. And over the years, I really saw how much we need our strength, not just our muscles to carry this bowling ball weight of a baby inside and then outside of us, but our inner strength, right? And it's probably one of, if not the most challenging physical, emotional, spiritual events in our life, giving birth. So I began applying alignment principles so that we could constantly be strengthening our core as well as making space for baby. But it really wasn't until I asked myself a very particular question that I fell in love with teaching mamas and began to create kind of my own life path and support teachers in their path if they felt drawn to it. And that question was, what is the opportunity here for us as women? And not just as women who are pregnant or new moms, but who are interested in supporting them or interested even in just using birth as guru to discover what are the practices and principles that enable us to become powerful co-creators in our own life, right? So looking at birth, there are some really obvious things. We don't get to choose our birth, right? And yet we can respond, and there are things we can do along the way that will help us create the foundation for a beautiful experience. So in the same way, these principles apply every single day for me and my life and for our teachers and community, so that whether we're creating a new career for ourselves or visioning a new way to be in the world, we can use the principles that we learn to really understand how best to kind of play in that kind of divine feminine way that many of us discover we can benefit from during birth and pregnancy and motherhood. So my training is a Yoga Alliance RPYT training, and you do get your prenatal certification. But for me, it's so much more than that. It's really what I feel like we should all know as women, as yogis, as teachers, because it's different. It's different. Our bodies are different. Our needs are different. And as I said, our opportunities are different. It's 2 weekends, and I'm offering these weekends in Lomita at GGIW, which I'm super excited about. And then the rest we do online and virtually and on your own time. It covers everything from all the trimesters and different practices and principles that will help us address the physiological and psychological changes that are happening. We use the chakras for postpartum to understand all the different levels of healing that need to happen. We dive into the benevolent chaos of postpartum, of mom and baby yoga. We have an entire online course called My Ayurveda, which is Ayurveda for mamas. So I've honed down all the lifestyle things, using food as medicine, understanding our constitution, daily rhythms and routines that I feel are essential for me as a busy mom, as a busy business owner, to just stay connected and aligned with with my authentic best self, right? To keep that prana flowing, and whether we're talking about what food to have around, what spices help us with fighting colds, which is a big one for new moms, and all sorts of other fun ways we can apply Ayurveda to this time of life. And we have a mentorship program so that if it's overwhelming, which it probably will be because we will give you a lot of information, you will have your hand held as you learn to integrate and create a sequence that you can rely on and come back to again and again. And we teach also the Yoga of Birth, which is an online course. If you're a doula or you want to take a doula training, you can credit out of that. But we are a wonderful community. We also have some homework where you visit classes. And if you're not in the area, you can always do it online. But we're a global community of teachers and yogis and birth practitioners who are just really interested in going beneath the surface and seeing, well, if birth works this way, then what if I have something gestating in me? Can I use these same practices and principles to manifest this new way of being in the world, or whatever it is you've got gestating in you? And the answer is yes. So I hope you'll join us, and please go to prenatalteachertraining.com for info, or just comment below, and thanks.